Do you have the strength to listen to the brutality of the prison goons for whom murder has become a charm? Are you ready to watch the vile antics of the bloodless killers in the courtroom? Let's watch those freaking courtroom moments where killers reacted to their life sentences after slaying their cellmates. Have you not heard that he who takes the sword is by the sword? If not, the following horrifying instances will make your blood run cold. Number 5. Steven Sanderson. 57-year-old Steven Sanderson, who was already serving life without parole in Michigan prison, laid out his rationale before a Saginaw County judge when he took the life of his cellmate. Sanderson was taken into custody for killing his girlfriend back in 1991 in Wayne County. To add to his crime, in February 2015, he took the life of 67-year-old Theodore Dyer at the Saginaw Correctional Facility in Freeland. Dyer was serving a 25-year minimum sentence for a first-degree crime against someone under 13. Sanderson confessed to the police that he confronted Dyer about his conviction and began spanking him. But Dyer was hesitant to explain his crime and was continuously trying to whitewash his offenses, which prompted Sanderson to put him to death by strangling him with his shoelaces. Many people considered Sanderson a hero for taking the life of a man convicted of molesting children, but Sanderson wanted the world to realize that God was the only judge, and he has just set the appointment up. He said he was not sorry for what he did, and he had no remorse towards Dyer. But Sanderson did express his penitence towards Dyer's family members. The court sentenced Sanderson to the minimum penalty of lifetime confinement in prison with the possibility of parole. Sanderson told the Michigan Department of Corrections personnel not to place him in a cell with a criminal targeting children. After Dyer's death, he was transferred to a higher custody setting. He's now lodged at the correctional facility at the highest security level. Number 4. Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez, a 24-year-old Cook County jail captive, was indicted in connection with the beating death of his cellmate, 19-year-old Pedro Ruiz, who was a rival gang member. Pedro Ruiz was discovered bleeding and unresponsive in his cell. The two were members of rival gangs, according to police documents obtained through court records. Gonzalez has been held without bail on the attempted murder charges since June 2019, when he was arrested for trying to shoot a man in 2017. At the same time, his cellmate Ruiz was arrested for attempting to take someone's life just 72 hours before he died. Gonzalez assaulted Pedro just half an hour after he was placed in the two-person cell. The security video partially captured Christian Gonzalez attacking Pedro with a sock full of bars of soap continuously for 10 minutes. According to prosecutors, he also violently dragged Ruiz by his shag hairstyle, and a ripped sock soaked in blood was recovered from the cell. And after the beating was over, Gonzalez threw a Joker card from the deck of playing cards onto the victim's lifeless body. Gonzalez later told a correctional officer that he assaulted Ruiz because he was a rival gang member, but later in a recorded interview, he changed his statement and said that Ruiz was experiencing breathing problems. It's unclear why the two men were housed together and why officials took so long to respond to the scene. The judge called Gonzalez a danger to everyone and ordered him to be held in jail without bond at a hearing at the Layton County Court building. It's unclear why the two men were housed together and why officials took so long to respond to the scene. Number 3. Deshaun Madden. 23-year-old Deshaun Madden was sentenced to a minimum of 60 years and a maximum of 90 years after being found guilty of killing his cellmate Rodriguez Montez Burks in July 2017, due to his sexual orientation, at Alger County Correctional Facility. Deshaun Madden was previously sentenced on March 23, 2015, and is serving 16 to 30 years on 3 counts in Wayne County for carjacking assault, with intent to commit murder and armed robbery. 23-year-old Rodriguez Montez Burks was sentenced in November of 2016 to 2 to 10 years in prison on charges including fleeing from a police officer and receiving and concealing a stolen motor vehicle. For Burks' misfortune, Madden was later transferred from Wayne County to Alger Correctional Facility in Munising Township, where he was placed in the same cell with Burks. Shockingly, just 2 days after Madden got transferred, Rodriguez Burks was found dead, lying face down and wrapped in blankets. Reportedly, 2 hours before the episode, Deshaun Madden insisted prison counselor Karen Krunick transfer to another cell. Madden also consistently told a corrections officer that he would hurt Rodriguez Burks if he weren't moved. If the officials had paid attention to Madden's requests, the unfortunate situation could have been easily avoided. During his address to the court, Madden admitted to killing Burks. He avowed that the murder was intentional, and he had the right to do so. He stated that it is unsure that anyone who was in his situation wouldn't have played out the same way. Number 2. Shane Goldsby. 27-year-old Shane Goldsby, a Washington state inmate, was sentenced to another 25 years in prison after he beat to death his 70-year-old cellmate in June 2020. Robert Munger was serving a 43-year-long prison sentence after being a convicted child sex offender who raped his sister. Shane had been charged with stealing a police vehicle and crashing it into a state trooper in 2017. Shane Goldsby attacked Robert Munger and took his life after Munger continuously teased him with the details about his sister's assault. However, the Department of Corrections said they had no prior knowledge regarding the connection between the two inmates when they were placed together following an internal investigation. Reportedly, Goldsby assaulted Robert Munger from behind in the communal area of the prison and hit him in the face at least 14 times. He then kept stamping on him before he finally walked away. During his sentencing, Goldsby groveled to Robert Munger's family in a sentimental statement. In his statement, he stated that he couldn't think about what it would be like to lose a beloved one in this kind of way concerning Munger's wife and his whole family. He continued, "I apologize. I'm sorry and hope you can heal from what I caused. I'm ashamed of my actions. I was put into a situation that I didn't wish on anybody. I have a lot of fixing to do." Goldsby had been serving time for taking a wild joyride in 2017, and he was sentenced to another 25 years in prison for taking Munger's life. Besides the prison sentence, he should serve 3 years on parole upon his release to pay restitution to Munger's family. Are you ready to hear the story of a man-eater prisoner? Number 1. Nicholas Cockayne. A prisoner who dismembered and fed on a cellmate while his victim was still alive has been incarcerated for 30 years. He slayed and tormented his cellmate, Thierry Baudry, in their shared cell in the French city of Rouen. 38-year-old Nicholas Cockayne, nicknamed the Hannibal Lecter of France, admitted the charges but claimed nominal responsibility. Said he attacked Baudry in the first place during a row over the way he kept blocking their shared cell toilet in January 2007. The thing that provoked Nicholas to kill Baudry was because he gave him a dirty look, which was very aggressive. The medical examiner testified in court that the victim was still alive when Cockayne opened him up. Nicholas acknowledged assaulting Baudry with scissors and suffocating him with the help of a plastic bag. The guard testified in court that the two had gotten into a dispute the previous night. Nicholas told investigators he wanted to remove Baudry's heart to take his soul. Instead, he mistakenly took a piece of his lung. Nicholas's lawyer requested the court to pronounce his client's criminal irresponsibility and declare him not guilty because of his ambiguous mental state. However, the prosecution was strictly against this. Cockayne was already serving a sentence for attempted assault at the time of the incident. Concerning his psychopathic side and extreme fatality, he had been bound to a mental hospital on 6 occasions before he assaulted Baudry. Before the jury went into further discussions, Cockayne addressed his victim's mother, 3 sisters, and brother. He said he wanted to excuse himself before the Baudry's family if they accepted his apology. What do you feel after watching these abominable and repulsive actions and reactions of demonic criminals? The motive and mannerisms of killers can differ wildly, depending on their upbringing, personality, and life experiences. But one common aspect of all killers is a lack of empathy for their victims. This can manifest as an indifference to the emotions and well-being of others or a sense of entitlement that allows them to justify their violent actions. How do you think such people who have no qualms about taking other people's lives should be punished? If you found this video enjoyable, please give it a like. Subscribe to our channel for more and let us know your opinion in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye.